Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. Let me know if everything's sounding okay in the chat. We got a fun-filled night of nonsense and all sorts of crazy stuff that's happened tonight on the Luke Jones Lorcana stream. I can't think of like a fun subtitle to do with all this. I don't really know. I'm a little I don't know what I should do. Not sure. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. I thought I was dropping frames for a minute. I was getting very upset for a minute. But let me know if we're doing okay. Let me know. But yeah, I'm excited. We are going to break down some spoilers. Set 2. I don't have any exclusive spoilers, but no one's actually done a conversation about all the spoilers at once. I think just in terms of the entire vacuum at this point. So I think it might be a good idea to kind of go through and do that and, see how everything is. And then afterwards, we're gonna run a stupid deck because I love running stupid decks. And we're going to go from there. So looks like I might be dropping frames a little bit. Why is my CPU shooting out the wazoo here? I don't know why. I didn't do this last week. We'll let it run its course. Let's see what happens here. I think we stopped dropping frames though. But I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I hope everyone's doing well. Here, hold on a second. We're gonna turn the music down. At least on the stream end. Oh, it looks like you folks can still hear it on the mic end. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. All right. I think let's get into some spoilers here. So what we're going to do is we're going to break these suckers down. We're going to talk about it, kind of talk about some of my experiences playing at League Night. And I think this is going to be a good conversation that I don't know if a lot of people have had. I mean, we talk about these spoilers one at a time, but I do think it's kind of important to kind of see the whole spectrum, and I can also get all my hot takes. So here we are. Here it is. We are currently on Dreamboard Inc. In my opinion, the better Lorcana deck builder. I hope anyone that is working on Lorcania or whatnot isn't offended. But I was going to tell you, it's better. So we're going to go through every single card that is currently in set 2. Believe it or not, I think there's 53 so far. And all of them are here in Dreamborn except for 3 that got announced today. So I have them up in tabs. We're going to kind of just skim through these, talk about them a little bit. And I think we'll just go ahead and get started here. So let's start off with the Mr. Duke, the Grand Duke. So he is a rare, 2/2, cost 2, inkable. Prince, Princess, King, Queen characters get +1 strength. I am going to bet your bottom dollar this is going to be a sleeper card on the set. And the reason for that is that if you look at the entire set from set 1 and 2 as a whole, there are tons of those keywords on a lot of the characters. And getting the +1 might not seem a whole lot at first, but if you get 2 of them out, that's an extra +2. That makes characters like Moana a lot bigger of a threat. Her strength goes from 1 to 3. I think if you get to that level with any of the princesses, especially Rapunzel, Moana, ones that have a lot lower strength by default, I think he's going to be a sleeper. Now, only downside is that you're probably going to need 2 of him, and he's easily can be taken out by grab your swords. But I think with where some of the meta's running right now, you might have to bite that bullet a little bit. But we also have some new resist stuff coming, so we'll talk about that as we get there. But I think Grand Duke is a sleeper card. I think we all need to watch out. 6 cost Mickey Mouse. I'm just going to tell you right now, I think this card's garbage. I don't think this card's very good. I haven't played with it personally yet, but kind of doing some of the math work of how he would work, you would need to action sheet him out. And I think by the time you get him out, I don't think is going to matter. I think the only time it may work is if you're running a deck with lanterns and you get him out turn 4. And then when you get him out turn 4, you basically in the future turns guarantee that you're going to be able to play something for dirt cheap, but I feel like there's not enough gas to make that worth your while. So I think this card's garbage. Obviously, we don't know the whole set yet, so that obviously can change, but that's my verdict there. The Queen. This card is going to be nuts, especially once we get a Queen that we can shift this onto. That makes sense. Shift 2 with these abilities is pretty nuts. And the lore and the ability where it's you choose an enemy, they get -4 strength. Someone on your team gets +4. Awesome card. Really, only downside with this card is the normal cost. The 5 cost, I think, makes this harder to play if you're not shifting. I think this is probably one of the few shift cards that is probably really bad on play if you just play it normally. You definitely want to shift this card. So, and obviously we don't know what that version of the Queen is yet that we can play this onto, but this is a case where I don't think once you get to turn 5, I think there's just a lot better turn 5 cards than playing this. Because especially the thing too is with its ability, it only works on quest. So you're basically losing out on that ability. And it's better shifted because guess what? You're going to be able to quest immediately on that turn, get the effect, and then bada bing, bada boom, done. So, yeah. So Queen's a little iffy. Last Stand. Banish chosen character who was challenged this turn. This card is going to be really good mid to late game. For sure, especially in yellow when you're playing a lot wider. And basically you're just going to have one of your cheap fodder cards kind of hit something that's big. Like I could see a 1-cost character hitting like Ursula. And then afterwards you play Last Stand and then you take that character out. I think the issue with it is that the cost of it, I think, makes it a little weird in terms of like a new accessibility standpoint. I don't think I think it throws it off for when people think you should be playing this card. But it's definitely like a mid-game card for sure. Zero to Hero, I think is right now probably the best yellow card that we have that has been shown so far. Basically, it's a song, you can sing it, and then basically you get to reduce the next character you play by the number of characters you currently have out in play when you sing it. So this card is nuts because there's a ton of different things that you can do with this card that opens up a lot of opportunities. I mean, even from the get-go, you have to think about it from the perspective of if you get 2 characters out, turn 3, one of them sings this, you reduce something by 2, all your 5 costs now cost 3. And then once you get to even turn 4, let's say you have 3 characters out, one of them sings it, you then have you have a pretty good shot. Only downside of the card is really this is probably one of the few songs that really does not benefit being played normally. This card sucks on that front. But every song essentially is played for better value when you sing it anyway. So I don't think that's not par for the course. But this one really definitely does not encourage you to play this when you're not singing it. Like One Jump Ahead. Well, I'm not a huge fan of that card anymore. If you're going to play it, it's still good to be played. You're just going to get more value out of it, out of singing it. This one right here, for sure, if you're playing this, you're already down to ink. So, like, why would you play it turn 2? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So, yeah, this card definitely needs to be sung. And even in late game, if you were to play this, I mean, unless you have a bunch of big dudes in your hand and you play this card late and it's not sung, I can maybe see a circumstance, maybe you do it, but that would require you to go super wide, and that's just not really doable right now. So with the yellow cards, Zero to Hero is my winner. Runner-up is the Grand Duke. That's my runner-up. All right, let's get to the purple. Now, I'm just going to give you all my quick hot take on purple right here. I am not the biggest fan of what purple's doing right now in set 2. One of the things I do appreciate about it is that it's kind of actually pushing essentially what purple's identity is supposed to be, which is you're supposed to have options. And when you have options, what hand, which is an interesting mechanic. We haven't really seen that fully in set 1, and now we're seeing it here. kind of the only issue with this is that we're getting a lot of characters that revolve around that gimmick in the same movie. And while it does kind of open up some interesting opportunities, and obviously we haven't seen the full set yet, so obviously that can change. There isn't things in other colors that you can super benefit off of this unless the card isn't on play. Lots of the on play cards are on the higher cost end, at least most of them. And any ones that are on the lower end, usually they're abilities you don't want to do. So like in case in point, 1 cost Simba in steel. If you're returning that to replay for its effect, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it's very good. But these all kind of circumvent around that. So we'll kind of work backwards here because I think the more interesting stuff gets to the top here. So we have the I'm Stuck, which is basically a way to say, hey, this character that's exerted, they can't ready at the start of their next turn. So case in point, you play this on your opponent, they can't do anything on their next turn. This is kind of a weird card because you're not really playing it to get benefit off of your turn. It's really trying to slow your opponent down on your next turn. But it kind of does open up the ability to be like, okay, I know my characters are going to be safe against this one character that exerted that's probably going to try to challenge. So I do see some value in that for sure. I do think there's actually probably lots of good, places in purple where you're going to slide this card in because I think this opens up a lot of extra defense that purple... While they kind of need more of it early if you're not playing with red. Winnie the Pooh. A good 5/5 cost with 2 lore. I don't think this card's that bad. I think a lot of people give this card a lot of crap. I don't think this is a bad vanilla at all. 5/5 for 2 lore at 5? I mean, I would put this at the same rank almost as the Blue Maleficent. Because it's for her, it's 3/6 with 3 lore, but she can't hit as hard. I think one thing that people underestimate in this game is stat lines, where it's very flat, where it's both the same number. So like 5/5 right here, even if someone's going to hit you for 5, at that point, they're going to need more resources to hit you back. So I don't think this card's that bad. I'm not saying this card's incredible, but it's definitely not a horrible card. All right, Merlin the Squirrel. Basically does the same thing that Yzma does, but it's on play and on leave. So 3 ML is better for its deck. Oh, absolutely, for sure. And I think, right now, I'm not 100% sure if you ran, so like I run a blue-purple deck right now. I don't know if you would replace Winnie the Pooh with Maleficent. It probably depends on where the meta goes because she does have 1 more health, but she does lose the extra like strength. And something that I've been kind of noticing too is that, so like in that instance with Maleficent, if you exert her to quest, if you're playing against red next turn, they hit with Maui, Maui survives that. If Maui hits Winnie the Pooh, he does not survive. So there's like some interesting like decision making to think about, even when you're playing blue and purple together, and like what decks you're going up against. Because like I said, with red, most of their controls coming from directly the characters on the board as well as steel. So if you're having something that's going to hit just as hard, like you have to think about this. In steel, for 6 and then in 6/6 stat line, that's Kronk. And just for 1 more on 5 to 6, there's some nice little math that you can do right there to kind of weigh and balance what you think. Obviously, it depends on if you're running purple with steel, etc. But I think there's some interesting things with Pooh that I think people are not giving these types of vanillas enough credit. Now, if we're talking like, so we scroll up a little bit. Let's go get some vanillas. Like Goons, like anything that's in the 1-2 cost range that's kind of like lore is pretty good. Especially like late game, mid game, that's not bad. Now obviously for a 3-drop there, it's kind of awkward, but that's still pretty good. Like I wouldn't underestimate these types of cards. I'm not saying they're like busted, broken, auto include, but that's just my opinion. I don't really know this Merlin Scroll is going to be any good. I think it depends on how hard you can loop it. Because if you can loop it, you can make it so now instead of including Merciless Cauldron, which is uninkable, if you can just loop the Merlin Squirrels, you kind of like circumvent that. But I don't know how much that's worth it, especially for the stat line and what you're doing with it. And it costs 2. So yeah, there's got to be some extra stuff, you know, because you're going to want to quest with it, and then afterwards you want to return it to your hand and then replay it probably maybe either that turn or next turn. And even then, I don't know if that's really worth it. Merlin's basically kind of the core gimmick that's going on here. Whenever one of your other characters return to your hand from play, this character gets +1 this turn. I would have originally said that this card's awesome, but you go up to purple in set 1. The one card you first initially think that's supposed to do that is the Dr. Facilier, but apparently it's been ruled that when the character is banished, that they go to your discard pile, and then they return to your hand. It makes it so it goes directly. This is ruled that it goes directly to your hand. So that basically makes that card combo worthless. So everything that Merlin's going to want to do is in all these cards in the new set, which kind of sucks. I mean, obviously there's still purple cards you're going to run with this. It's like, why wouldn't you not do that? But yeah, so because one of the things to note is that these cards right here still pop when they're banished because they are leaving play, but you want it to pop with Merlin specifically to get the lore drop. Yeah, Merlin makes you want to eat your hand. Yes, and let me tell you, I love eating my hand. Y'all know how much I love eating my hand. I don't like it. Now, of all the cards that is interesting with this gimmick, it is the Rabbit Merlin. When you play it, you draw a card, and when it leaves play, you draw a card. So it's a net gain 2 no matter what when it's played. However, if you can find a way to loop this one, now that's the gas. That's the one we want to see. So keep an eye on that one. When you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore. This one also is nutty. Now, it's not as crazy as you think, but it's still pretty cool. And it's got good stats. So even if it leaves play, now guess what? You have something out there that, especially late game, opponent doesn't want to take that out because you're going to gain lore. So, now the Merlin Crab is weird, mainly because it actually grants Challenger, not Strength. And I thought this was weird because a lot of the green cards from set 1 and even the new Queen specifically grant Strength. This one gives Challenger. Now, I assume the reason for that is for some weird stacking purposes of some stuff. But even then, I'm kind of like, if you can loop that effect, why is it Challenger and just not Strength? Obviously, we don't have the whole kit yet, but there's probably something with this that we're not seeing yet. Now, granted, +3 is pretty high, so we'll have to see. And granted, when he's played, and if he were to leave play, that's a big 6 stack of Strength. Does Haiti mean it leaves play when it becomes ink? I believe so. So I think Hades would make it because, well, actually, I don't know the answer to that one. It's actually a really good question. I assume, well, it actually kind of depends on what Lorcana defines as in play and what's not in play. Because technically, is ink considered in play, or is that just considered in your inkwell? I don't know. So that's a great question. So someone could probably get that to us, and we'll probably have a whole Reddit conversation about it. Not a big fan of the Crab. Good stats, though, at 3, at least. And, you know, when you play this character, when you at least play chosen character. And you know, if you find ways to give this Merlin Crab Rush, too, which purple can do, like, if you give him 6... I don't think that's horrible. Madam Mim. So now we're getting into some of the Mim cards. So the Mim cards kind of do something a little weird that is different than Merlin. So these all kind of have a little bit higher power curve, but they require you to banish stuff. So like the snake right here, you have to banish another character, or not, or you either banish her or return a character that you have in play to your hand. And at 2, 3, 3, that's pretty good. There's not many 3/3 card stat lines at 2 for good reason. So this right here is pretty good. And plus, obviously, really, and the only thing that makes this card weird, though, is unless your one cost took damage and has a really good on-play effect, you really don't want to play this on turn 2. That's what makes this card weird. We need some good one-cost cards that we want to have take damage, so we get them back to kind of heal them up. Or, you know, they need some on-play effect, which is, they're honestly, the only ones in set 1 that have on-plays are Timon and Baby Simba, if I remember correctly. Only one-cost characters. And we don't have any currently in set 2 right now. Now, the big dragon, the legendary right here, has evasive, 4 lore, better stat lines than Red Mickey. I refuse to call it BLT. And this makes it so you have to return 2 or this card gets banished. So what's nice about it is inkable. One of the things I do find weird about it, though, is that since it has 2, it's encouraging your purple board to be a little swarmy. Now, you're already sort of kind of wanting to do this anyways, depending on certain colors, because if you're playing with yellow, I could see this being good because it's like, hey, are you going to play 7 for Surfer Stitch or 7 for Madam Mim and just get a huge quest with awesome stat line? And it's got evasive. So, like, you really can't turn that down. It's pretty good. Madam Mim with the Fox has Rush. Same thing. It's at 3. It's inkable. It's better than Rafiki. It's actually better than Zeus. But you got to return a card to your hand and play, or else this gets banished. So, kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how this, like, just in general, with this card, I think of all the purple cards, this is probably my MVP, just because this right here can solve a lot of problems. And granted, you would return something to your hand that you may want to replay or technically heal damage off of it, and then this gets Rush. And it's 4. This takes out Cusco at 3. So, and if you're playing an aggro yellow-green just-in-time Cusco out, he quest, you can play this, return something you actually want back to your hand that maybe was already used its play effect. Bam. I think this card's really good. There's a reason why it's a rare. It's a very good card. This Challenger Elsa, I find very odd. It's technically got better stats than the same cost Jafars. It's not necessarily better. The Challenger effect is better. It's actually got more strength, but it's got less health. I think this card's a little weird, but definitely the Challenger 6 is nothing to not shake a stick at, because it's better than any of the Jafar's base. So I don't think it's a bad comment. I don't know where this would go. It's interesting. This Arthur card clearly is built around trying to synergize with Merlin. And I think it's a little interesting that Purple's getting these items, which we have the spell book, which is like straight up game lore. The Goat does the same thing. I'm curious to see how this turns out. They don't have Ward. They can easily be smashed. But what I can see is I can see more purple-blue decks come up, which we'll talk more about later when we get to some of the blue, where we're getting some more of that protection. This Elsa's only in it for the money. Hashtag money. Yeah, I know. I mean, she's probably only in it for the money. Let's be real. It's Frozen. They want all that cash flow. They want all that merchandising. My MVP for the purple right now is Madam Mim Fox. I think this card's going to be incredibly good. It doesn't even matter if you're not running it with the full gimmick. I'm going to give the runner-up to the Pooh. I think you're all sleeping on this bear. I think you're all sleeping on the bear. I'm not saying he's the best card, but I think he's going to be slotted in a lot more decks than people think. And it's not just because the art looks sick. All right, let's get to green. So green's when we get weird, and I like it. I like when we get weird. So green's taking a weird step that I like. I really like. I don't know why I like it, because normally I hate this stuff in games, but somehow in Lorcana, it's a lot more appealing to me. So we'll start with our characters, and we'll kind of work our way, and then I got to talk about this card. I got some beef with the card. So I love this beast. I think this beast is an awesome design, an awesome gimmick. I think it opens up a lot of interesting possibilities with a lot of different colors and how you want to approach it. You can give it resist with some blue and steel stuff. If you team it up with purple, there's some ways to give it rush, have it go in. Even with the other like the way it works as well, like other characters, you know, they can rush in and do the same thing. You know, I think this card's awesome. I love its design. I don't think it's overly busted either because the stat line for it too is actually pretty good. Like 4/5 at 6 for what it can do, where it's essentially just, you know, blue aerial items, but it's also inkable. This card's nuts. This card's absolutely nuts. I love this card. Probably gonna be my MVP of all these of all green, but we'll keep going because I want to trash talk this lady for a minute. So I know you're all thinking, gee, Luke, 3 lore at 5 has this awesome ability where when it's challenged, they have to discard their whole hand. Okay, I understand that. Now, granted, we have not seen a lower cost bell yet. That makes this actually viable. So, obviously my opinion has the right to change. But here's the thing. Even at that cost, there is enough action removal and other effects to take this out without too much issue. And I'm being honest with y'all, I think you include Cusco over this still. I think Cusco is just a better card. He just completely shuts down games. Completely shuts them down. This one, because of the health and the fact it doesn't have ward, I think it makes it a lot more difficult. Now, obviously, there's some weird specific, and I know Will's pointing out, yeah, she gains ward. That's the thing, though. Right? Well, right now, there's ways for her to gain ward from other stuff. However, I mean, just setting up that play is still a lot of cost-worthy stuff, and you have to turn 4, turn 5. If you got 2 cards left, and you know for a fact you can at least get some card draw at some point, why not? Just why not go for it? I don't know. I don't think this card is as good as people are saying it is, but definitely it's not something like shake a stick at. That ability is brutal, and combined with Mr. Bucky right here. Mr. Bucky's ability, whenever you play a Floodborn character, each opponent chooses to discard a card, and he's got ward. I think this card is good. I don't think it's great. And I think we need to see more Floodborn characters first. And you need to build a deck where you're going to be wanting to run those Floodborns. I think you need to pair it with the right colors where you're going to be including all the Floodborns that exist in that suite. Which, right now, at least if we look at set 1, each color has like one guaranteed, yeah, you want to play this Floodborn. This one is an auto-include in your deck. Auto-include. The only one that I don't think is a pure auto-include is blue, because Jasmine and Aurora, while they're good on paper, you know, but you could also make it work, though, and then you run those on top of stuff like Belle. There might be some more Princess Synergy stuff, so you might pair it with some yellow. So you can run, then you have a reason to run this guy. And guess what? Hey, we have this new Queen. Hell, we even got the Queen Mini. Floodborn Leghorn is the best one in the set. I think Warner Brothers needs to have a conversation with you, Will. They don't own Mr. Leghorn. They don't own him. There's a great video that I wish I could show on YouTube, but I might get in trouble for it. But it's hilarious. But yeah, so this is definitely no joke though, because the hand discard is definitely what green is going for in the set. That stuff's gonna be nuts. We'll get to this here in a minute. Flynn Rider 1/3. It's nice to have another 1 cost. It's got at least a decent stat line. I like the 1/3s personally. I think they're good. Especially with green kind of wanting you to challenge stuff more, and him having the 3 health, I think is pretty good. Now this Panic card, I'm more interested in the fact that what does Pain do? because he does quest for 2. That's nothing to shake a stick at. And he does give 2 on play, which is also pretty good. But why would you want to give Pain 4? We need to see what Pain does. I can't really evaluate this card super well. But I mean, the ability, just the fact you give someone else strength when he's played is nothing to shake a stick at. And like, it's +2. This is like way better than Meg. And clearly at 3, like the stat line is, pretty nuts. So for what he does. And the only thing is he's uninkable. But I mean, I don't think you play this at 4 if it was inkable. So that's why. And this would be busted at 2. Even if you change the stats. So this card's nuts. Love the card. Prince John. This is probably my runner-up. I love this card. I think this card opens up a crap load of opportunities that we're going to get in the set. Assuming we get more card discard from hand, which clearly we are. Like, we have Bell. We're going to have this card up here. This card's going to be nutty. I also do like the fact that while he definitely is probably a card you don't want to actually do anything with, he's got Ward. And he does quest for 2. So at bare minimum, if you absolutely aren't getting his thing to pop off, you can just quest with him and then he's probably going to die. But that's fine. Improvise is the best card. We'll get to Improvise. Actually, we'll start there and we'll work our way to this one because I have lots to say about this stupid card. Improvise. This card's also really good. I just don't think you play this turn 1 or obviously you're not playing this turn 1. I don't think you're playing this turn 2. I think this card's probably really good when you're in the mid game when you're trying to just take out some extra stuff and you just want to circumvent the card or 2. I think this is just good just to cycle through. I think this is a really good card. I think especially with some of the action stuff we're about to see in red, I definitely think this is something you would include in a red-green deck for sure. On top of this card's just busted. This card is nuts. I have a buddy that I play locally with, Will. Shout out to you if you're actually listening right now. He made a deck with this card, and it's absolutely nasty. I cannot stress enough how awesome this card is. And once we get probably literally the Snake Man himself, and probably some more Jungle Book like villain green stuff, which we might get, this card's gonna be nuts, like absolutely insane. Even playing at turn 3, we only have 1 or 2 characters out. This card is going to beat you down, and I love it. I'm here for it. Like literally, it's a net 2 cards. It's gonna be great. I do like the bounce card. I don't think it's super good. I think you need to find reasons to play this. Unlike if you want to play Mother Knows Best, which also can be sang, so you have that benefit out of it. I think this actually probably fits in if you're going to run the purple gimmick. So you run this with green purple, which is actually a generally decent card combo right now. Shout outs to Will again, my buddy from local here in Michigan. He's running green purple right now, and he probably would have some things to say about this card more. He's not here with me, but I think this is probably more of you need to build something around this. And it also depends on like turn. You probably want to play this turn 2 or 3 if they got something pretty brutal out. And I don't know what that could be at this time. Because even if you're like playing against like a yellow deck with Bodyguard Simba, you're not using this to bounce the Simba and the whatever your character is. Okay. This card. All right. So if I may step on my soapbox for a minute, if I may, as I hear my dog coming in. Hello there, sweetie. You want to come in? Oh, I see you. I see your little fluffy butt. Number 1, to all you Magic nerds out there, you're all wrong. Whenever sucks. Do not use the word whenever. Why am I saying this? Because let's go take a little journey back up to the top. All right. Where's my green? Where's my green at? There you go. Rogue Mickey. Whenever you play an action, is it before? Is it after? When is it supposed to take place? Oh, well, every TCG player knows that whenever is always after. I'm gonna take you on a little journey real quick, all right? All right, another game I used to play. Used to play this other little game. It's called Star Wars Destiny. All right, now I know some of you Disney nerds out there don't really care about Star Wars, but I'm going to point out some things to you real quick. Before an opponent's character is defeated, after you activate this character, before this character is dealt more than 1 damage. You see what I'm getting at? It's not that hard to include those terms. Now we all have to get angry on the internet and try to go through a bunch of stuff, and now we're getting rules clarifications from the designers on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. Look, dude, I'm just going to tell you right now, if I had the one camera ready, I give it the one. Actually, hold on. We're going to do it this way. All right? If you're making a board game and you have triggers like this, before and after, if I see whenever and the circumstance is, hey, every TCG does it, so you should just assume that's the case. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. All right. That's all I got. All right. Anyway, back to looking at more cards. Someone's going to be really pissed off about me. I'm going to have to hear it on Discord afterwards, but I just, it's just one of my pet peeves when it comes to game design. I just think it's stupid. This card is very interesting. There's a lot that you can do with it. It has been ruled that whatever the card that you return back can be basically replayed. I think we're going to need to see a lot of really decent on-play effect characters. I can see some weird stuff where you do this with like 6-cost Genie, where you play him, next turn, you have, even if it's him, sing it, replay him to bounce something else back to the player's hand. I think there's some weird stuff that you can definitely do with this card that really pops off. I think the only downside of it is that, or at least for right now, is we need to see more on-play stuff, because I think a lot of the on-play stuff that you really want to play this with is later in the cost curve. So even being at 3 is a little weird, but there's probably definitely some use cases that maybe you would want to use this even at that like 3-4 range. Like, heck, even if you want to do this on 3-cost draw Maleficent, where she does the draw, you sing it next turn with her, and then you just replay her out to draw another card. I don't think that's horrible. It's probably not the best use of it, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, I think this card's going to open some really cool stuff. MVP Beast, Prince John, is my runner-up. All right, we have some more red cards that I'm going to go over that we have up here, but we're going to go over the ones here. We have Lady Tremaine, basically a cheaper version of Aladdin with a restriction on it. Now, I don't know how to feel about this card, because there has to be a shift Lady Tremaine somewhere in red. Because I would find this card really hard to play even over the 3-cost Aladdin with the same stat line and just automatically does it, and he's shift fodder. I just literally saw what Will said with Elsa and Nagantu. We still need to find something to make Nagantu work. There's nothing to make him work right now still. I think the closest we can get to it is 0 to Hero, but like, I don't even know if that's worth it. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this Lady Tremaine card. I will say this. Just having played a lot of red recently, that minus lore stuff is no joke. So I would not screw around with that stuff. Like, especially if now you can stack this on top of the lower cost Aladdin. There's some really nutty stuff you can probably do with this. At least put a lot more pressure. But I don't know, especially since it's uninkable, if it's worth it, and it's got a restriction on it. So, like, something to think about too is that a lot of red wants to kind of control pace, and if you're playing this at 2, you have to be playing behind, which means you probably need to be going second in the turn order, which means that whatever deck you build this with, you want to go second. So that automatically kind of forces that hand on you, because I don't think you're playing this late game unless we can shift into it. So we have to see. This could get better, but I'm not sure about this card right now. Now this card's going to be awesome. Shift 2. So you pay 2 on top of a mini. We have a 1-cost mini. Now, we do have a new 2-cost mini that was revealed today. Now, something I was saying in Discord that I do want to point out is, yes, I understand that spending 2 to shift onto a 2-cost card does not seem efficient. However, if you need more stuff to put out there to basically immediately start using the other version of the character, because right now, put it this way, you get 4 minis in the 1 cost. And then let's say you include the 4 scuba divers. That's only 4 targets that you can shift onto. Even if you're spending 2 turn 3 to play this, there's still things you could probably do. And the thing to keep in mind too is, oh, nope, that's not the right thing. There we go. This card has evasive. And plus, you're going to be able to gain the lore, too, once you play the second action, probably by turn 4. So, and there's going to be cool. We haven't seen any yet in the set, but there's going to be cool actions. And this actually combos well with this Tigger, where whenever you play an action, this character gets +2. This card's going to be interesting because I think definitely like you get to like the mid game when you have the higher health characters out. If you want to play an action and then you need to control the board and take something else out, like hitting for 5, turn 4 or 5 is not anything to shake a stick at. And the stat line, honestly, is not that bad. I don't think. So, something I also just thought of, too. I might be a crazy person. Because we're going to talk about my boy in a minute. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I wonder if these smaller cost versions of these characters, so like the Tigger here, justifies playing the Floodborn Red Scar. I don't think it does. But I could see an argument for it as we get more of these, because his ability is for 3 cost characters and less. So, just a thought. Mulan, I like this card. I kind of wished that we got more Rush and Red, because clearly it seemed like Red was supposed to be more of the Rush color than purple. So it's nice to see it. Uninkable is rough. Hopefully we can shift on to something with this. I'm hoping that our other Floodborn is going to be a Mulan Floodborn that we can shift on to. I think that'll make this more worth it, but we have to see what that ability is going to do first. And also the art on this is cool. I like the art. This card's weird. I don't really have much to say. It's super vanilla. It's essentially the same stat line as Scar from set 1. Only difference is that she's a princess, so take that for what it's worth. There's a lot of things you can do with that. Let's talk about the dinner bell first. Talk about the dinner bell. This is my MVP for red. Straight up. I've been working on a red-blue deck with set 2 cards in Pixelborn. This card is nuts. Absolutely adore this card. I think this completely changes basically the deck building stuff you do around red and what you actually do with red compared to, what people used red for before. I think this card is amazing. Absolutely incredible. Especially if, it's great mouse detector. Well, yeah, duh, I know, but I'm hoping we get Radigan in red too. I think that'd be awesome. I hope there's something cool we could do with him with the dinner bell. Get some villainous reference 5s in here. But yeah, this card's awesome. Anyone who's going to be playing red with any other color outside of purple, do not sleep on this. This card's going to be incredible. I think this card's going to be a winner. Straight up. All right. So, I just want to take a moment and just look how beautiful this art is. It's by my boy Nicholas Cole. He, for those of you who do not know, he did the art, basically helped do the art direction and design for the Spiral Reignited trilogy and Crash Bandicoot 4. His artwork is fantastic. I absolutely love what he does. And this is my favorite Disney villain. This art is incredible. I saw what the foil looks like in the app. I need all this in foil. So, I don't know how I feel about this card. I really don't. I don't know. He's got the same stats. Yeah, the art on this is dope. Yeah, the Scar art here is just incredible. Like, anyone that tells me that this art is bad can just get out of my chat. Straight up. Let's be honest. Talking to a Scar fanboy here. I think you would need to build a deck around making this card work. And the one color that I'm currently thinking that will make this work is yellow. And it's twofold. One, because you have the cost reduction on characters in yellow. You're able to recur this with some cards. So if you lose it, you can get it back. You can heal. Like, instantly, as soon as I thought I saw this card, I was thinking you basically can quest with him. Or no, you don't. Well, no, you don't quest with him. You rush. You do his rush thing. He takes damage. Use Rapunzel to heal. And then you're making sure that every time this dude challenges, he's banishing something. So that way he just sturdies up, which is really good because unlike Maui, he actually can ready up, keep himself in check. So that way, even next turn, if you know he's not going to be able to take anything out, you can just quest with him and just let him die if you need to. Maui can't even quest. So I think the part of me too, and for those of you who don't know, I love Scar. I honestly probably in set 2, I'm going to try to make a deck that works around this character. Like, straight up. Like, even if it kills me. Will's pointing out resistant in silver. And the thing too is we will eventually play a game tonight. Red Steel might be something I really want to work with, and now with the dinner bell, I think the card draw issue that you run into with that deck is circumvented. And this is one of the cards that helps with that. Only downside of this card is that if you're playing it with Steel, you are playing it turn 7. That's your only downside. There is not really a way to play this in a more efficient way. But I am going to be definitely building a deck with this card. I think there's a reason why it's a legendary. There's got to be some more gas that we're not seeing. And clearly, the banishment stuff is no joke. So I don't want to be biased and say that like that's the MVP or like even the runner-up because I'm not 100% sure on the card. But if you wanted me to give a runner-up that's not biased, I think it's the diver mini, and my MVP is the dinner bell. As much as I would love to say this is my like MVP, I'm not sold on this card yet, but I do think it's going to be good. I think you're just going to make it good, you're going to have to find ways to get it out quicker or try to make it so you can use its ability as much as you possibly can. Which right now for me, I'm thinking that's yellow. All right, we're getting down there. All right, blue. Not a lot of blue cards. We'll start from the bottom up here. Crossbow. -2, or you banish the item, or -2 to a character, or you banish the item to take out a dragon. This is telling me that more dragons are coming. Obviously, we already have dragons, and this is now a silver bullet to allow those dragons. So beware. This is something you're not going to keep. I also really like this card because the main, like, outside the silver bullet mechanism, the choosing a character to get -2, that's actually a consistent thing in blue, because that's part of the gimmick with blue. I think it's pretty good. There's some use cases for that I think would be really nifty. And if you can chain a few of them together, especially when you're in the late game when you need to take some stuff out, I don't think it's horrible. I don't know if you play more than 2. Dragons, not lizards. I mean, I took out a lizard this weekend. I played in Spider-Man 2. Prince Charming is just Hans in blue. I don't got much to say about this. I don't even know if you run it in blue. I mean, it depends on what else we get. It's kind of weird because looking at green and blue, if I was running green with blue, it doesn't matter if you include Hans or Prince unless you need the villain or the hero keyword. So there's that difference. But if you're doing green, I think you still run Hans. But if you're running blue, I don't think you include this, or I don't think you include this card right now. Gaston. Now, obviously, we don't know if there's a blue Gaston that you could shift this into, but just telling you the red Gaston, shifting this onto it, bomb.com. The 3 lore, the stat line's pretty good, the ability on play. This is one of those that if you're going to loop with Bibbidi Boppity Boo, this one's probably not a horrible one to do it with. Straight up. Because the thing, too, is that if you did it shifted, you take both him and Mini Gaston back, keep Mini Gaston, and replay this Gaston. And now that little Gaston either becomes a new character you play out, or becomes ink fodder. This card's going to be baller. I love this card right here. Cogsworth, both of these I actually really like. This allows you to do a lot of like combos with some of the Reckless stuff. Right now, red is the only color that mainly has Reckless. That's like printed inherently on the card. And I know some folks are thinking, well, you can give character Reckless with John Silver and the Beast is Mine. No, you're not going to do that. You're gonna put these on Maui and Gaston to give them the ability to quote unquote quest. But no, it's not them questing though. It's just them gaining lore. So no questing abilities are gonna pop off there. But I like this. This gives some cool little deck building mechanisms around this. On top of the fact, you got this bad boy, which shift on 3 to play this sucker, awesome. The ward on it, awesome. And the ability of giving everything else resist +1, awesome. And the fact that you could stack this, oh yeah. This is Cogsworth and Gaston. Honestly, these 3 cards for blue right now, like there's not that many blue cards we have, to be fair. But these 3 cards are just baller. I think they all do some really cool stuff for the game that we needed. So these 2 cards, Fang Crossbow's good. This card can go straight to hell. All right, let's get to the steel. Let's get to my color. What is it? The Cinderella right here. This one's really just a bigger version of Mickey, and it's shift fodder for this one. I'm gonna tell you right now, this card right here, this card is going to be nuts. This card is going to be nuts. Especially with now we have some more stuff that gives the ability to give strength, and we have more songs. If you're going to be hitting for over 5 or even at 5 on something that's readied, this thing is going to be insane. And the fact that you can shift onto it on turn 5, oh, you bet. And it's got resist 2. I'm telling you right now, this is the Tinkerbell of the set. It's funny because it's in steel too. This card is going to be insane. And I guarantee you we haven't even seen the full potential of this card yet. Absolutely not. This card's going to get even crazier. So, yeah, take that with what you will. Mouse Armor's no joke. Anyone who's talking crap about this card can go straight to Mihiny. My other friend, Will, who's actually in the chat, shout outs to this Will, put together an awesome blue steel deck containing both of these cards. This card is no joke. Anyone who sleeps on the Mouse Armor is an idiot. Also, I am an idiot for sleeping on this card. I first thought Tiana was not going to be playable. I didn't think it was going to be very good. My buddy Will, like I said, who's in chat, he was able to build a deck with this in mind to shut down stuff like Be Prepared. Tiana is legit. That resist 2 on top of that is nuts. You're going to be constantly questing with her, obviously, just because the 2 lore and the fact that her ability only works when she's exerted. But I'm telling you, this is going to help shut down a lot of action control that I think people have been getting a little upset by. And this card is going to be the key to it. You combine this with a lot more of the defense stuff that Blue's giving, so you have to think about this. You have the Mouse Armor. You have Cogsworth. You can play Cogs turn 2. Shift on turn 3 Cogsworth. Get Tiana out. She now has resist 3. And that's not on top of the fact that at some point you're playing this Mouse Armor somehow. This is nuts. This is pretty good. This is really, really good. So I don't think this suits my play style. So this is not something I'm going to be jumping up and down for, but anyone who's questioning if this is good or not, make a deck with this with blue and change your mind. Especially when you combine it with this idiot. This makes it even worse because you want to try to take out Tiana early. And since she has resist, makes it easier to deal with the grab your sword. even with this guy having resist 1, quest for 2, this is a scary combo. Absolutely, yeah. Combined with bodyguard 2, and she's pretty impenetrable. Yeah, I think this is and I think these two in general, I think together is going to be nuts. I think you even can include 3-cost Hercules just to kind of make sure you keep up the bodyguard pressure. I think this is nuts. I think you're going to get some really crazy stuff with this right here. Got to build a deck correctly around it. It's not like you just include. It's not like an auto include, but I think this is pretty good. I have not seen this card used yet. I think you play this after you have a bodyguard out, and then I think it's worth it. The deal 1 damage to chosen character, I don't think is horrible. I just think the stat line on it's not that great, and it's uninkable. So I do like Li Shang. I think his cost is a little high, but he does quest for 2, which is not something you see common in Steel, at least even at this cost level. And it's just another way to grant evasive, which I think is really good. We obviously need more of that. So my MVP, I'm going to give it to Tiana. I'm going to give it to Tiana, and then runner-up is Cinderella. I think people are going to be sleeping on this card hard. Now, we do have one more Steel spoiler that I do want to talk about. It's my boy Donald Duck. I need all the Donald Ducks in my life in foil. Also done by Nicholas Cole. Great art. One thing I do want to point out, while it is a vanilla, this gives some interesting deck building decisions right now. The Steel Yellow deck, where if you're going to include Cerberus or this card, you basically swap the stat line, it completely changes the whole game. So, just something to think about. Not saying this card's good. I am biased because it's my boy Donald. Donald Duck's my favorite Disney character. But just something to think about. Just some cool, interesting deck building opportunities. All right. That's a set. I was expecting to do this for 30 minutes. We went on for an hour. So let's go run some Pixelborn. We'll probably run it for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. People want to jump in and just chat and, all that stuff while we play. I am down for it. Let me actually switch over to my Pixelborn capture. And what we're going to be running tonight is we're going to be running a red steel deck. So my goal with this deck is to prove that red steel can work. Right now in set 1, I think this is the only combo that just doesn't really work very well. So I wanted to kind of prove myself wrong and try to build something that does work. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to see if this deck actually works. We're going to run a few of these games. If I just get bodied tonight, I'm probably going to shut the stream down. But yeah, so what is this deck doing? Let me quickly mulligan first. This is weird. Let's do that. I'm not sure about the mulligan with this deck yet. So what this deck is doing? Oh Jesus. God. I'm trying to explain my deck, man. You're just making me sad on the inside. This deck's whole gimmick is really to purely use the red pacing with help of steel control and just really control the pace of the match. What's kind of interesting that I found about this deck is that it actually helps control the pacing of red purple very well, to the point where I am running copies of Whole New World in this deck. And since this deck doesn't really have card draw, you're actually using it more to... we'll ink Eric. I kind of want to save the other stuff. You use that more to control the timer, especially against decks that want to draw. Because they do want to draw. Like, what deck doesn't want to draw? You might not want to draw late game, but you're still going to want to draw. Like, why wouldn't you? Oh, man, they're doing the thing. They're doing the damn thing. Oh. Those guys are, like, giving it to me now. We'll ink this to do that, and then we'll take out Lilo. Yeah, one of the things I've been liking about red is the -4. While it feels scummy when you do it, it's really good. It does really help control the pace of the game. I really like it. Now the question is, okay, all right, We're not singing the whole new world yet. Because we're singing and we're healing the cards. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna ink this, and we're definitely playing Hans. And I think we just go ahead and quest. Because one of the other things too, and this is the thing, people haven't been playing red like this because you've been playing with purple and you're mainly using it for control. Red wants to make you race. It clearly makes you want to actually try to keep pace with it. Man, it just doesn't care. I have a lot to say about my deck choices? Oh, come on now. You got something to say about my deck choices? I think, do we quest? You know, I think what we do actually do here. We will do this. Is it now? Here's the question: Is it my deck color choices, or is it just the cards I'm including in the deck? Because there's a lot of things we can go off of that. Oh my god! Drawing like a madman. Well, I'm about to put. Oh Jesus, no! Ah, no! God help me now. Well, at least I can wipe the board. God, Jesus. Ah. I'm about to be very sad. She prefers hooks to cannons with Eric. I don't like cannons. I don't think cannons is very good. And enjoying Rapunzel, yeah, you can eat my nose, Will. You can eat my nose. Well, this game just ended. They're about the quest for 6. Oh. All right, I'm telling you, folks, this deck does what this deck has won. Oh my! I'll say I have to draw a Be Prepared Dexter. That's literally the only way I win this game, or I have any chance of coming back from this game. No, all right, we're conceding this one. We're not playing it out. Good game. There you go. Congratulations. All right, next. And y'all wonder why Sir Christopher quit this game. Was my dog? You want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? You're just taking a nap. Taking a nap? Okay. Okay. I think we do this. Everyone and their mom's running from Amber Steel. Yep, absolutely. I mean, I could run my Amber Steel deck, but I prefer not to. Oh, God. What a mulligan. I don't even have that many uninkables in this deck. I think I have in total 11? I have 11 uninkables in this deck? And of course, they're drawing Huck. I think that's the right move. I don't even know. Watch, I'm going to draw a Hook next turn. With my Ward green-blue aggro, I want to see a good blue-green aggro deck that people really like. Those are my colors, man. It's blue, green, black. Those are my favorite colors in general in life in order. I need that in my life. All right. We're playing my boy, the Duck. Now, I'm not saying this deck is any good, but I at least need to prove the fact that this deck doesn't suck. Huh. Okay. All right. I think we do this. Because we're going to start having some nasty stuff here in a minute. Now, that trade I don't mind. I don't mind that trade. Next, we'll just ink the Mickey. Now, I only run 2 copies of that Mickey in here. Mainly just for... Oh, they're running blue steel. Okay, interesting. What are you doing, dear? Interesting color combo. All right, now we're about to get crazy here. Y'all ready for me to get crazy? Actually, how crazy do you want to get? Maybe I don't do it yet. Maybe I don't do it. I think we wait. I think we wait. I think we wait. I think we wait and see what this does right here, and then we go. If I just keep control of the pace like I am right now, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, crap. Oh, that's bad. That changes a lot of my math. Okay. I've been playing blue-green lately. That I like. Runs fast. Yeah, no, it runs incredibly fast. I actually put together a blue-green deck. I don't think it's that great. I really just want to have a deck that I can run Cusco in. Well, that changes a lot of my math. Well, we're going to ink the cat. So they're not running nonsense. So I think what we could do is we can just do that. You know, at this point, we can just go and quest. There's no reason not to. And because one of the things that people don't realize is that the evasive stuff in red is really to keep pace control, because since there's not a lot of direct ways to deal with evasive in the other colors. Oh, you swapped out all your Hatters? How many Hatters were you running? I actually really like the 5-cost blue Donald. I think he's very good. I don't run 4 copies of him in the decks I have blue, but I have a blue-red deck and a blue-purple deck I have currently. I really like them. I think they're awesome. I think they're really good against a lot of the high direct control stuff that we're seeing. What are you doing? My dog's making noises. Also, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Well, don't worry, Belle. We got something for you today. Do you like getting dragon fired? Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love everything I'm seeing right now. Oh, this is great. Oh, I love it. There we go. All right. Now I'm digging it. Now, granted, they could have a whole new world, but honestly, I don't care. I'm in a pretty good spot because I know what's left in my deck, and if they're relying off of those bells to do the thing, you aren't gonna have a good time. I think they were trying to run the bell ramp stuff, and I am not a believer in that. The legendary bell, I don't. The blue one, I don't think it's very good. Yeah, let me tell you, a card draw in this game is like no joke, like a whole other level of like crazy. Screw it, you know, we're just gonna play the Mick, and that's all we'll do. We won't do anything else. So now here's the interesting thing. So I got him on the ropes with the whole New World play, because as long as I can sing it out, and I'll be able, because I mean, next turn, even if he decides to play Whole New World, I could just play my Maui, the second one, just to have one that's fresh, and have that one be the one I use to, you know, sing my songs with. Yep, here you go. He's doing the thing. Yeah, and the thing too is it just gave me amazing Aladdin pulls. Oh, what are you inking, man? Oh, we're inking the Mick. Okay. Your choice, bub. Your choice. See, that's the thing too. Because of the way this deck works, I'm ahead. Oh, that's bad. That's kind of bad. Let's see what I draw. It's not like horrible. I got tools to deal with all this nonsense, but they are burning a lot of their cards, though. They are burning a lot of their cards. So I think what we do is we'll do that. We'll then do this to get another Aladdin out. We'll take that out, and we'll just go ahead and quest with this. Because then what we could do next turn is we can shift and have both the Aladdins, because most likely both of those characters are going to quest. There's no reason for him not to do that. And, you know, because even right now, questing for 5 with Belle is a big chunk forward. Because now they have to make a decision if they have the other copy of Whole New World and they think I have another Aladdin. See, this is when I like this game. Oh, come on! Come on, let me do the cool stuff. Come on. Ooh, oh man, now we're getting it. Now we're getting in some weird territory here. Because now actually there's an incentive not to quest with Mickey. Because you just use them. Yep. Oh, they're not questing with anybody. Jesus. Let's do this. Let's play that. I mean, why not? Just load up the board. And we'll go ahead and quest with Aladdin. At the worst thing they do decide is to take my character out. Worst thing. Worst thing they could do is take him out. Now that the deck is actually doing the thing, what are you folks thinking of the red steel? What are you folks thinking of the red steel? Now, granted, this guy's done the Whole New World thing on me, but I've always put myself in a situation that if I was going to play it, because I'm only running 3 copies of it. Yeah, because here's the question is, what do you use? What do you use to take out Aladdin? Or do you? Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And what they don't know is I do have Maui. So you quest with Belle. Ada says it's their favorite color combo. I mean, I'll tell you all this. So when the game was first being announced and stuff was getting spoiled, I was telling people red steel was going to be my color. I really liked what the combination does. Oh Jesus, there's 2 of them now. Oh no. All right, well we need to start dealing with some problems here. All right. I think we just load up the board. Just clean up as much of it as we can. And then we have enough out there to kind of prep to start dealing with the next monstrosity that I have to deal with here. Okay. Interesting. Now, one thing I do want to note, I'm not running any dragons. I'm not running any dragons in this deck. No dragons. And I'm only running 2 dragon fires. And 3 Be Prepared, which I have not seen yet. I'm not seeing any of my Be Prepareds. Interesting. Oh, there's doing that for the... Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, they're playing a little dicey right now. It's a little. I have a choice to make. I think Because right now, what, he's questing for 9? Probably has Eye of the Fates. The only issue is that you got the 2 Beast Mirrors, so you're going to be up. I think, as much as I don't want to do it, I think this is the move. I might have just made a horrible play. But I think that controls the pace enough right now. Like, yeah, he's going to play Baby Hook, and maybe he's going to be able to quest with it. Depends on what I get out. Oh, God, Jesus, come on. Ugh. Well, we at least got this sucker. That at least does something. That actually does a lot. Because now you're not incentivized to... Man, they just don't care about the card draw. They really just don't care. Yeah, they don't even care about... Wow. Okay. I mean, sure. Like, I'll easily take that trade. Okay. This deck is a little funky. Not gonna lie. Really? People still running that trash? God, Jesus, come on, I know. It's like, yeah, of course you draw Maleficent. Of course you draw Maleficent. Because now basically I'm boned at this point. I'm boned. There's not much I can do. I literally... Well... No, that still doesn't do anything. Because I just do this. I take out one of them, but it doesn't take them both out, because that's 4. Oh. I gotta win one game with this tonight before we stop streaming. Told you about the cannons? I don't like cannons. I think cannons are dumb. I don't like cannons. I don't like them. I think they work if you're running steel purple, though. If you're running steel purple, I think it's worth it. Okay, sure. Yeah, play your beast. Play your beast. Just come on. Show off. I am letting you be nice. Do you want to mill yourself out? You can mill yourself out for me. That'd be great. I would love it if you milled yourself out. The cans don't like me too. I mean, I don't blame them, honestly. Ah, Jesus. Ah. All right. Come on. We're going to make this deck win. I'm going to show you all that I'm not crazy. We're going to run the same thing that I ran into last week where I'm like, hey, guys, I play relatively well at my local. And like, oh, guess what? I absolutely just completely just lose. And just suck complete butt. All right. And, oh my God. All right, well, what are we inking? We're inking the goof. Now, depending on what they play turn 1, we'll debate on what they're running steel. Bloodborne characters in them. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Chris. That's pretty good. Shit. I think we're 0 and 20 on stream, Coach. You know, you're not wrong, man. I think we'll do that, because at the very least, we can quest for more. That's yeah, because, I mean, why wouldn't you quest with Hook? I mean, because, like, I am not incentivized to hit Hook with this character. At all. If you're questing for 2... Oh, actually, it's funny, Will. So when we had our second draft in my league night, or at my place I play Lorcana at, there was a meme where the store owner was like, if you run, because when you're doing draft, there's no color lock. So he's like, if someone runs a deck that has this scimitar, grab your sword, and he's got a sword in it, he would give us league points. I thought it was hilarious. And he didn't question Numbskull. Jesus. Well, fine. I'm just gonna quest. Like, I'm just gonna do it. I just want to play my other Aladdin. I don't care. Do your worst. I don't give a damn. Oh, God. I was today years old when I'm getting too old for this crap. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you for questing. I'm going to play my Aladdin. And since I'm first, I'll be able to at least play it before you get to do grab your swords like an idiot. I think I'm playing the same guy. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I don't care. See, one of the things I tell people is that in person, I definitely play like a little bit more focused. But when you're streaming, listen, you know, and Will in the chat knows this from our days when we used to stream, you know, the Wicked League for Disney Villainous. You get to have fun when you have someone, or when you're on stream, all right? You don't have to take it that seriously, all right? As Chris would say, this children's game, all right? This children's game meant for children, all right? Yeah, just screw it. We're gonna ink it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play the Aladdin. Let's go on quest. Screw it. I don't care. My local buddy Will, though, is going to watch me play on stream tonight. He's going to be like, listen, man, you're playing like trash. All right? Oh, thank you. Oh, you are too kind. Too kind. Oh, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. That was a gift. Oh man. You gave me the best present anyone can ever ask for. Gave me the best present. That was beautiful. Oh yeah, dude. We need Forky in this game. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, take out my Aladdin, that's fine. I still got plenty more where that coming from, you know. Just be ready. Let's see, we play this. And I think we just quest with these two. And we'll ink one of the Aladdins. Because now here's the beauty of how this deck runs. Is because I'm burning through cards, playing a whole new world is not horrible. It is meant to scare the children. You know, I wish I could say that I teach children for a living, but I actually teach adults. So, you know, I'm glad, you know, and I can't tell the adults the story of how I scare them with my winning on stream. Because who the heck knows if I'm playing against a sweaty Lorcana player or someone who just wants to do a crazy deck. I wonder if they're running the blue. Someone's going to tell me if they watch back the stream and tell me it's the same guy I played. Guy or gal. It probably is. Yeah, it's a blue steel. What is the blue steel deck that people are running that people really like? I know there's one out there. What is that deck? Does anyone know? I really actually would like to know. Wow, Captain Hook, you took out my boy. You should be ashamed of yourself. I think we ate the Aladdin. I hear my dog munching on her dinner. I think it's the same person. They just inked a big Maleficent. Yeah, they're doing the fishbone quill thing. I'll go ahead and just quest there. There you go. All right, I think we're sitting pretty now. We're sitting pretty good. It's the same person? Okay. Might be getting the run back here. Give it to me. Give it to me, please. And then, oh, man. Oh. Oh. Mwah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful cards. Oh, I am no scared. Oh. This is what happens when I talk shit on stream. This person might be actually watching the stream right now and be like, this guy's just a complete prick. And I wouldn't blame him for doing that. I think... So what? I'm going to have 9. Yeah, I mean, I hope we get the rematch. That would be awesome. Let's see. I got 3 on deck. So... I'm gonna be a little risky frisky with this because I do have Maui, and this Maleficent already has a damage. So we're gonna make it a little. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. God, that just hurt like hell. Damn it. Ah, Jesus. Man, this guy's not careful. He's going to mill himself out, though. I think I still got him on the ropes. All right. We do this. Yeah, because this is what I'm going to be able to do. Is I'm going to play this Maui. Do that. Quest with the duck. I think the better move... I think we need to play this soon. I was debating on... Because I don't want to ink really any of this. But the thing is, she's going to just quest and heal everybody up with what I'm about to do with Tig. Yeah, I think we just hold. I think we hold. Because next turn I could play Brave Little Tailor and then Aladdin. Yeah, she's only going to heal, what is it? Yeah, it's only 2 damage. Which, that's fine. I mean, I made it so Hades didn't quest. And now we have problems. Now we've got problems. Now we're in danger zone. Okay. I think we do this. And I think the right call is that. And then we're actually going to quest with her. Because then next turn, we'll just have Maui go into Jasmine. Or if the quest with Belle, because that's the thing I think about too, is that while that's 7 on the table, you got to wipe my board. Oh my God. What do you said? Oh. Okay. And honestly, I'm not opposed by that, because now I can play both Hans and Mickey next turn. Oh, you son of a... How many cards you got left? 18? Okay, I can't mail them out. Well, actually, this worked out, because I just drew some really good removal. Really good removal. You also can tell this game is taking a minute. Really? You still have ink left over after all that? Jesus. My God. My Jesus. Oh my God. Oh. What is this heinous? Ugh, this is gross. I don't like this. And we're so close, too. What the hell are you doing? Alright, well, first things first. Let's run Maui. So the right move, well, it doesn't really matter who I run him into. Because the other one, well, actually, I think this might actually be the right call. And we're going to go ahead and ink one of these goofies just to start going nuts. Because then, next turn, I can play a combination of all this. And, like, if you want to keep doing the Beast Mirror combo, be my guest. Oh, wow. Jesus. Okay. Well, that's the thing that just happened. How much should we request him for here? Oh my God. So, request number 6. Folks. Alright, so... Okay. I have to play a whole new world to be prepared, which I know because I have not drawn any copies of it. No, I have. I've drawn 1 copy of it, and I have 3 in this deck. And we're currently at 19 cards. So I'm literally going to have to play it. Hopes I draw one of them. Okay, thank Jesus. Alright, there we go. We still got a game. Weirdly enough, we still have a game. I don't know how it's working, but we still got a game. Can you mill them out? I can't mill them out anymore because my other copy of Whole New World I just milled. Really? This is just nuts. Ah! I think it's game. Unless I draw my other Be Prepared. I have to literally draw my other Be Prepared. Because what is it? Both my Dragonfires are gone. I don't have any more Whole New Worlds. They have 6 on the table. All right, I'm going to try one more game, and then we're going to call it for tonight. Because it is 9:30. Also, speaking of... I was going to just text my missus. I want to play... Well, let's hope I don't play the same person again. Oh, wow, this is a horrible mulligan. I do think we keep the Whole New World. I think we keep it. Red's still trash. All right. Who's on the mic? Is it Mike or is it D House? Who is it? Red's still trash. I mean, it is trash. And we'll ink one of the hooks to play a hook. It is trash. It is actual trash. Oh, hi, sweetie. You want to say hi to chat? You want to say hi to chat while we're doing the thing? You want to say hi to chat? You want to say hi? You licking my... Oh, crap. Oh, double crap. I don't like any of this. Slain by the very cannons he spoke of. Oh, my God. You know... The deck is only as good as the driver. Will... Okay, bye. Oh, come on. Okay, no, stay. Please stay. Come hang out. Come hang out while I try to get my butt whooped here. Also, you gotta hang out for the dog. I don't... Okay. We'll quest with Aladdin. Ink this. But not play anything else. I know. You're like, why are you still up? It's like, that's what you're asking. It's like, usually we're in bed by now. And it's getting past my bedtime. Let me tell you, I stayed up until midnight on last Thursday to play Spider-Man. I can't do that anymore at my age. This is rough. You got something to use those lanterns on, right? Oh. If I have to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't want to, but I may have to do it. And they've only been playing yellow. I haven't seen if they inked anything else besides yellow. I need to see what trash they're playing here. All right, this is a weird stuff. All right. What we'll do then is we'll actually ink the red one. And then we'll not quest with, or we'll not do anything with Hook. What is it? What is it? What is it here? She can't make up her mind. She wants to... All right, well, I know what we're doing next turn. Turn. If you're playing that nonsense, we gotta get the heck out of Dodge. Uh-oh. What are we playing? Playing a Stitch? Playing another Stitch? Alright, yep. Now this is what we gotta do. Actually, we'll quest with both of them. Screw it. There we go. It's the right thing to do, as much as I don't like it. I thought you were in Michigan. I am in Michigan. Did I say something that gave off the vibe that I'm not in Michigan? I probably did. There you go. Get out there. Get out there and fight. Well, at least I have stuff, but not great stuff. God. Oh. Let me guess, they're about to play... No, they're not playing that. Dodge isn't in Michigan. Oh. You know, funny enough, I actually was at the Henry Ford Museum on this past Saturday. Great museum, by the way. Strongly recommend if you're in the place. Go hang out. It's great. It's a great place. All right, let's get... How much do I really care about that big Stitch right now? I do think we play that. I think we play Eric, ink the Boisterous Fowl, and then we'll quest with the cat. Yeah, the Henry Ford Museum is a pretty cool place. Strongly recommend. They got this really cool Hallmark keepsake ornaments exhibit right now where they have like the history of like the past like 3 decades of like Hallmark ornaments. It's pretty cool. Saw some Disney ornaments. Keep on theme. All right, please quest with Ariel. Oh no, what are we playing? Oh, what are we grabbing back? Huh, okay. Oh crap, they're playing red. I did this. Never been to one? Oh man, Chris, you gotta come out to Michigan and see the museums. They're pretty nifty. You gotta do it. Strong recommend. All right, now here's the question. So we for sure play Aladdin. I think we take out Big Stitch because that's a lot of health that I have to deal with. You know, I just put this together too. When you run Yellow Steel, if you got Be Prepared, you can play Be Prepared at 7 and then use this to play something out if you got enough. I don't think I play anything right now. I'll play Donald. I'll play Donald. Oh! Disney Lorcana, everybody. Oh, God. Just getting my butt whooped tonight. Oh, God, Jesus. And they drew more cards. Jesus, God. You know, it'd be really clutch if I drew my third Whole New World. Be clutch. Just say it, express yourself with vulgarity. Listen, I gotta try to keep it. You know, Chris, I give you full props for being able to swear as much as you do. And I do swear a lot. Will in the chat knows this. He knows this very well. I swear a lot. You should hear when him and I are on a call. It is not a PG stream. I was going to say, Will and I have said many things about many. Well, actually, I have said things. Will's a lot more kosher than I am, and that's the beauty of now streaming just with myself, is that I don't have to worry about the keeping with the Wicked League and keeping all that stuff. You know, I can just express how I feel. You want to know how I feel about stuff? Disney Villainous sucks now. I said it. I said it loud and clear. That game sucks. Game's trash. Oh, no. Well, there's a dragon. No need to bring religion into it. When did I bring religion into it? And were we talking a religious cult? Oh, my God. I didn't realize people still played that card. I forgot that card was in the game. Oh, God. Kosher? Oh. I thought keeping it kosher was, Oh, it is, yeah, you're right. It's a common thing. Isn't it a common phrase people use, kosher? Oh, no, listen, Mr. Christopher, I grew up in Indiana, all right? Grew up in Indiana. Even my mom visited me, like, 2 weekends ago, and she was like, she's like, I wonder why y'all swear a lot. Because, we just all swear like sailors. It's just how we are. I think this game's over. I need to be able to see if I can draw anything worth my time. I don't think I can. Because at this point, they have enough tools that they're going to be able to stop me. I mean, I'll just run it out. I mean, there's no point. But yeah, I said it. Disney Villainous sucks. Don't buy Disney Villainous. I'm sorry. Don't do it. If you're going to give Ravensburger your money, buy this game. Don't buy that game. And by me saying that, I'm never going to get a spoiler for this game ever, but I honestly don't care. I will speak the truth when it comes to games. When games do good things, like Lorcana, this game system is actually very well done. Like, anyone that speaks illy of this system is an idiot. Is it basic? Absolutely. Does it rewrite the history of TCGs? Not necessarily, but it's a very pretty game. It's got a very decent core system. Can't go wrong with that. Well, we can do something with that at least. And we'll just go ahead and take out the 80s. I don't think I still win, but I mean, at the very least, we can just stop them from winning. Oh, God. Oh, that's frustrating. My dog's punching on a bone. Actually, one of the things I need to do at some point, next time I stream, I got to set up the Celine cam. I actually have a Celine cam when I work to show my students my dog when she's like down here munching on a bone or something or just napping. So that was about 5 years ago, though. Actually, okay. I don't expect you to agree with me on this, but I know you do secretly. If you play the first 4 boxes of Disney Villainous. So that's the green box, the purple box, the red box, and the like the orange box with Scar on the front. Oh yeah, this game's over. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Those boxes are great. I actually still stand by that stuff is still really good. And this is something, you know, and I know I brought this up in the Discord, and I know Jay disagreed with me, but this is kind of the point I was trying to make. We'll just go back to the face cam to close out. The problem what happened with Villainous is that all the expansions and stuff that came after that sucked. And if you don't have a balanced game or a fun game, there's no want to continue playing it. There's no reason to. So the stuff that came out after Prospero Hall worked on it just wasn't very good. And it's just like, if you don't have stuff that's fun to play and sort of balanced, like you just don't want to keep playing it. Yeah, Chris, that stuff is really good. Like if you played that stuff is really good. The stuff now though, but yo, I always tell people though, if you're if you want to get into the hobby, the first stuff for Disney Villainous is probably the best stuff you'll ever play for the hobby. At that level. Hands down. Hands down. It's a great time. But Gaston expansion with Syndrome at the front. Yeah, to be fair, Jay loves everything. And listen, you're allowed to like everything. But if we can't be critical about stuff, then what are we doing here? Like I said, I love the core Villainous stuff. It's great. Well, Chris, I will say bad things. I will say things about the gaming world that are bad, but I also want to say things that are good because I think there's a you always got to make sure that you balance the good with the bad. You know, you be critical, but you also praise. If you be critical all the time, then you just look critical. But if you make sure you praise things too, it's good. Just like what I pointed out here earlier in the stream, we were doing talk about the spoilers, showing off Destiny. Destiny with its templating did it right. I always give praise to FFG where they really try to make sure things are like make sense when you work with the cards. So I don't want to ever diss that. But all right, that was a trash stream. We talked about spoilers for an hour, then I got my ass kicked for about 50 minutes. But thank you all for tuning in. I saw a lot of people go through the chat, so thank you all. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I think we'll probably do this every 2 weeks, kind of balances out. I think my buddy Will, that is in chat, Mr. Will Hinson, if Will would like to come on to play Lorcana and you folks would like to see that, we may do that next time we do this. But we'll probably wait. We'll probably do this every 2 weeks so that way I don't burn out. I actually really like doing this every 2 weeks. And y'all are cool and want to chat and watch, so I appreciate it. So thank you. All right, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. It's about my bedtime. It's my doggy's bedtime. Isn't that right, Celine? Isn't that right? But on that note, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Have a good Halloween. Eat lots of candy. And we'll see more spoilers. And probably in 2 weeks, we'll get more spoilers. So we'll talk about more spoilers. We'll talk about some more spoils. So, all right. On that note, I'm going to get the heck out of here. Have a good night, folks.